Hello and welcome to Mini Maths at Virtual School Victoria, where we do a lot of maths thinking in a little bit of time. This week we're going to review all the maths ideas about multiplication, division and fractions. What you should be doing is learning your tables, being very confident with them and recognising the fact families, the tables that hang out together, and wherever you see 7 times 8 you'll see 56. Where you ever see 8 and 7 you'll see 56. So get those patterns pretty much in your brain. Now you use your tables to solve the missing answer. And if you look at it, you will remember that 8 and 7 always hang out with 56. 3 and 24 usually will have 8 in that group or in that fact family, and usually 4 and 36 will have 9. If you know your tables, you know that. That's what it would look like. Similar for division. When you see 56 and 8, what would be in that group? What would hang out with 24 and 3 when you're thinking about your tables? And what is the family member of 36 and 4? Let's look at those. So those are fact families or tables that are connected. Now, once you know your tables, you know your divisions and you know your fractions, and all a fraction is 56 shared equally into between 8 people. And of course, there is a missing number there that if I had taken it into thirds, each group would have that. And so on. So let's have a look. There are our answers. So get to know those tables, get to recognise which tables hang out together, and that will help you solve some problems. Now, we're going to talk about problem solving, and there are two things. The first thing is to understand the problem, read the question carefully. The second thing is to start with what you know about the problem, and this will usually involve number facts or multiplication tables. Let's look at our first problem to solve. What do we have here? We have numbers organised in a grid and going across in rows and down in columns. The question tells us that there is a pattern and there is a rule connecting the tables there. Let's have a look. You can look and you can say 1 times 3 equals 3, 2 times 3 equals 6, and that is a pattern that will probably follow through. So we would probably end up with 9 there. And I can check because 9 times 3 does equal 27. So there I've used my tables to solve that problem. But there's a few other things that you can do. You can look for patterns in numbers. You can guess and check. You can try a few different things till you find something that makes sense. You can look for connections, patterns and tables. If you knew your tables, you probably did that one, and there might be other ways you can look at it. Now, let's look at our second problem today. And again, we need to read and understand. So we know that someone has 20 books and they're going to give a quarter away. Now, a quarter is the same as share it equally in four ways. And if I visualize that, I can see my tables, and the table that hangs out with 20 and 4 is 5. So that would be the right answer. I could have also drawn 20 books and put them into 4 groups, but If you know your tables, you can do things a lot more quickly. Well, here are some strategies that we could have used. You could have drawn a picture. You could have visualized or imagined. You could have started with your tables. You can guess and check, and you can just work through logically. All of those are good problem-solving strategies. Let's look at problem number 3. Again, how do we solve this missing number? There's a lot of different strategies. I rounded and estimated that to 30, and if I did 3 times 30, that's 90. That is way too big. If that's too big, so is that. So is that. Hard to believe this came out of a Year 7 NAPLAN test, but never mind. The correct answer would be 19. But of course, before I finish, I'm going to double check it. And I'm going to multiply 19 by 3 because it's easy when you're rushing to make a mistake. 3 9s are 27, put down your 7, and the 2 goes into the tens column, 3, and 2 are 57. So now I'm confident that that's the right answer. Okay, a few strategies there. The main one is that you have had a good guess, checked the guess and worked it out. Now let's look at our last problem for today, and this is one of my favourites, but it's also very tricky. Read it. They are asking what is not equal to 36 times 20. So we have to do a little brackets there. I may have made it right, but there's, if we go back here, there's a rule in mathematics that you do multiplication first, brackets and multiplication first. So in the absence of brackets, we have to do 6 times 20, and when we add 30, we wouldn't get 720. So I would say that this is the one that is not correct. So here are some strategies again, and you can see they pop up all the time. If you want to solve problems, look at the options that you have. I like a good table. I often make a list, and I like to draw pictures. That is always very helpful. And all of these are quite good strategies for solving problems that I hope we will use a lot. Thank you very much for listening to Problem Solving in Minimaths. Make sure you practice these skills using your tables and your good thinking skills. Thank you.